So can we still see a bit more upside in the three local Singapore banks, right? And in today's video, we're going to look at the three banks again: DBS, OCBC, and UOB, right? So just about 3 weeks back, I did a video. I mentioned, that's where we are hitting to some resistance, and there might be some profit taking that comes back, all right? But it's not all over. It's not like all doom and gloom, whereby you're hitting all the way back down, right? There might be some good support coming back again, right? Whereby we can see, some bargain hunting coming back and a potential rebound from those levels, right? So this is what I talked about just 3 weeks back on the Singapore banks. Hey guys, Joey here, top tier remisier in Phillip Securities and chief trainer at Trading Impulse, right? So in today's video, we're going to look at the three banks again: DBS, OCBC, and UOB, to see where we are, all right, and what it says from the chart and the fact that we have come past 3 weeks. Is it still looking good? Are they still looking at a pretty good uptrend that can continue, or you might want to take some profit and get out and prepare for more weakness and all that, right? So take a look at the charts again for these three banks and see what it says, all right? So do stick around all the way to the end of this video, because I think you're going to like what I got for you, and especially if you're looking at the banks, this video will be the one that gives you a very clear picture on what to expect and what are some of the key levels to take note of. So the first bank I would like to talk about would be this bank called DBS, right? DBS right over here currently trading at about $28.44, right? So just about 3 weeks back, I mentioned we're kind of like pushing up, kind of headed towards this resistance at about that $29, and that's where some profit taking came back, right? Which is normal. I mean, the fact that we're kind of like traded from like 26 all the way to 29, somewhere just last month is quite a good, profit. I mean, it's quite a good gain all the way from like about 10% gain, right? So that's where we might see a bit of profit taking, and that's what exactly is happening over the past 2 weeks, right? But over the past 2 weeks, we can see that there are some good supports that have formed up again, right? And this level would be somewhere around that $27.50. Look at this right over here, $27.50. Let me just zoom it in for you. You can see that it was originally the resistance level that was sold off somewhere in January. All right, sold off. We kind of broke that $27.50 right here. All right, and it went all the way up to that 29. So for DBS right now, you can see that there are some good support coming back from that 27.50. Let me just draw some upside potential rebound targets from like 27.50 all the way to $28, right? 27.50 to 28. I think that 50 cents range, I think buyers are starting to come like bargain hunt to kind of right that range, right? So it's like 27.50 to 29 is like a $1.50 range, right? So if you're looking to trade that range, is only like $1.50, so you can probably time your entry to get in near that $27.50 immediate support level. So above this level, I would say above $27.50 to maybe this $27, the uptrend still looks quite intact. In fact, look at this, guys. I think I've covered in previous video in terms of the trend. All right, we have seen kind of a good reversal since like November, that when there were talks about vesting, and all these moving averages, right, in terms of the red line, the 100 days moving average, and the blue line, the 200 days moving average, they're all still pointing up and pointing towards a good mid to long term uptrend. Right? Of course, for the short term, we can push up, consolidate, and now you can see that this green line is somewhere in the center right over here. So yeah, in the short term, you can see some profit taking, push up, consolidate, be a profit taking, comes back down again and all that, right? But in the long term, it still looks quite okay above some of those good support levels that I talk about. That would be around that $27.50 or maybe even that $27, right, to give it a bit more leeway right over here. Okay, so this is DBS right over here, currently trading at about 28.44. I think if it near that 29, all right, you can look at this right over here, $29. That's where some some really, I would say, bearish candle came back. All right, so we might see a bit of profit taking. So if you have like kind of like got in and somewhere from like November to January, you're probably making some money. You can also think about getting out near 29, maybe like 28.80, 28.90 plus. That's where you can also think about locking in some profits. Probably wait for a retracement. That's where you can start to load up and catch the rebound again. All right, so this is DBS right over here. So guys, if you like this video, be sure to give me an early thumbs up. It will definitely help out the YouTube channel, and thank you so much for doing that. So go ahead to comment below to let me know your thoughts and what are some of the counters that you'd like to be covered as well. All right, and this is OCBC right over here, currently trading at about $11.69. You can see that it kind of looks quite similar to like DBS. We kind of like push up somewhere in February, push up, and then we kind of hit a bit of an obstacle, came back down slightly, and now we are like kind of like consolidating. So what is the support level for OCBC. Alright, so the good support level would be at the 1120. Look at this, as I mentioned previously in the video. Alright, 1120 was a really critical resistance level even before the pandemic hit, right? So we kind of broke that 1120, alright, and went all the way up to and break the 1150 as well. So right now, I would say support would be 1120, alright, then the $11.50. In fact, over the past 2 weeks, it seems like 1150, alright, 1150 is already a good support. You can see that is where the 20 days moving average line is as well. Look at this, the green line is the 20 days moving average, and that's where we are seeing the support coming back over the past 2 weeks and kind of rebounded, you know, and that's where, you know, buyers are starting to come back on dips. All right, so 1150 would be the near-term immediate support. If that breaks down, yeah, we might potentially head back to that 1120, which would be even more critical, even more important, and maybe stronger, right? Because the fact that that was the resistance that we have seen, you know, at 2019 before the pandemic, right? So let me just go to draw some upside rebound targets right away here, all right, from 1150 all the way to about that $12. So it's quite simple. 1150 to $12 is like a 50 cents range. That would be the range for OCBC right now. I think anything near 12, that's where we can potentially see a bit of profit taking. So that's where you can also think about, you know, getting out, locking in some profits, especially if you have got in like from November all the way to like January, Feb, you're probably in the money. You can think about getting out, locking in some profits, and maybe wait for retracements to get in again. Alright, so yeah, the uptrend looks quite intact. Alright, as I say, in terms of the moving averages, the long term, it looks quite good. Same thing like DBS, the longer term moving averages are all pointing up. Alright, and as long as some of those key support levels are holding, alright, like the 1150, the uptrend can still continue, but it doesn't just continue every day, right? We might consolidate in this 1150 to $12 range over the next few weeks, 1 or 2 weeks, before hopefully attempting to break the $12 and to push higher. Okay, the last bank that I like to talk about would be UOB, alright, currently trading at $25.82, right? So, you know, just about 3 weeks back, I mentioned about this really critical resistance at about that $24. You can see we broke that 24, went all the way up to like 26. So you can see quite a good push up from 24 to 26 is about like 7 to 8% for the bank, which is quite a lot actually, right? So over the past 2 weeks, we have seen a bit of resistance at this $26, alright, $26. And let me just go to draw what we call a horizontal resistance line. That would be right over here. You can see, let me put it as red color. So yeah, I would say $26, right, would be an immediate resistance. You can see in this range for UOB is quite clear from 25 to 26. You can see we kind of like headed to near 25, 20, and that's where, you know, buyers came back and kind of rebounded. In fact, today we are now at 25.82. You know, it might approach that near that 26, and I think sellers might come back and, you know, take some profit again. Right, so that would be the range, right? 25 to 26 is like a $1 range, right? So those of you who want to take some profits, you can also consider, you know, taking it near that $26, right? But look at this, right? In terms of the trend, as I say, it looks quite good. Something like DBS and OCBC, longer term uptrend looks intact above that $25. And if that $26 were to break through, alright, we do see some good bullish actions above that 26, then it would be back to that 27, alright. And why 27? I think I've mentioned in the previous video. Look at this, right? $27 would be where we were, alright, in 2019. Look at this, 2019, even before the pandemic hit. That was a really critical resistance level at that $27. So I think if that 26 were to break through, we can start to push higher and higher a bit to that near 27. But just take note, guys, 27 is really a very critical resistance. Even before the pandemic hit, you know, prices have been holding below for like 6 to 8 months. So that's where we can potentially see some heavy selling, or selling pressure coming back. So you might seriously want to think about, you know, just locking in some profits, getting out first, and then reassessing before kind of like entering again, right? So that is the key level to take note. The $27 would be a very critical resistance, because that was the resistance even before pandemic, and, you know, there was like, you know, kind of like capping prices from like you know, March 2019 all the way to the end of 2019. Okay, so this is UOB right over here. Or right now, this would be the range from 25 to 26, and we do want to see a good move above 26 to kind of see it push back to that very critical $27 resistance level. So yes, guys, there we have it. I hope you have taken note of some of the good levels for the banks, DBS, OCBC, and UOB. Alright, so, you know, I think I mentioned for all of them, the uptrend looks quite good, looks quite intact, especially when we have found some of those good higher support levels coming back. And over the past 2 weeks, you know, buyers are starting to accumulate on dips at those good, decent support levels, right? Yes, so I hope you like this video. If you have, make sure you have subscribed to the channel, smash the subscribe button so that you will be alerted to any new videos like this. And of course, if you've not attended any of those live web class that I'm currently running, all right, do click on the link. I think there's a link below this video as well. Go to register for them. There are probably a few more web classes which I'm running, all right, and that's where you can learn a bit more on how we do it in terms of the strategy, the one good trend framework behind, all right, how we actually pull out a chart, how do we analyze and do all that in less than 3 minutes, right? So go to do that if you have not yet registered for this free live web class. All right, so yes, thank you so much for watching. Joey here. I hope you have found value in this video as well, and I'll look forward to see you in the next video.